Assalamualaikum family. This is Ryan Jackson. This is Ryan X. Ooh, excuse me. Fraudulent slip. This is Ryan X coming live to you on here. Happy Friday to you. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you had a blessed and wonderful day thus far, and I hope that you had a blessed and wonderful week. Hope that all is going well for you. Um, Today is Friday. You know they say TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, but we thank God for every day around here, even Mondays, Tuesdays. We thank God for every day because every day is a blessing and it's a lesson to be learned. So happy Friday, happy whatever. Um, it's just a blessing to be alive. Just a blessing to see another day. We thank Allah for it because this is the day that He has made and we will rejoice and be glad in it. With that being said, if you all have had are having one of those days thus far, or have had one of those weeks, because we know in this life, although the rain must fall, always, always, always remember this. Tough times don't last, tough people do. Keep your hope, trust, and faith in Allah God, and He will see you through. I could definitely bear witness to that. Happy Friday, brother Iron Will. What's going on, good brother? Good to see you. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for your support. Hope you're doing well too, my brother. So we saw a couple days ago that Donald J. Trump, president number 47, he was the 45th, now the 47th president of these United States, has deployed the National Guard to Washington, D.C. Um, I guess because he said violent crime is out of hand in D.C. So we're going to deploy them. We're going to deploy many cities: uh, San Francisco, Oakland, New York, Chicago. So D.C. is the test city. But here's the thing: D.C. is different than your. It's different than your average cities because D.C. is District of Columbia, Washington D.C. District of Columbia is the seat of the U.S. federal government. So it's controlled by the feds. So it's not like Detroit or Chicago or Philly or LA or San Francisco, Dallas or Houston. Not like those cities where those are cities that's controlled. They have city governments, is what I'm saying. They have a city council, but DC is controlled by the federal government because it's the seat of the federal government. So I guess Trump, in a sense, they could get away with it there, but he's not going to stop in D.C. He already said this. He said it from his own mouth that he's going to do it in other cities. He's going to do it in San Francisco. He's going to do it out here in Oakland, which I live adjacent to. I'm adjacent to Oakland. I'm like what, 7 minutes from the Oakland border. So he says Oakland and San Francisco, LA, Chicago, New York. Then he's going to do Philly. He's going to do Detroit. He's going to do Atlanta. And most of these cities are predominantly black cities, particularly DC, Chicago, um, New York, not so much, but it's going to be in like, Queens, the Bronx, Brooklyn, the black sections of those boroughs, the black section of LA. San Francisco don't really have a large black population like that, but it's probably going to be more than likely in Hunters Point, the Tenderloin, especially the Mission District in San Francisco. Um, Oakland, because Oakland it has a nice sizable black population. We know Chicago does, especially on the south and west sides of Chicago. Atlanta is a predominantly black city. Dallas is a black city. It's getting like that. Houston, Detroit, my hometown. So he's going to do. He said he's going to do it. So, and one thing about it, Donald Trump, he's telling you that even when he was running last year, he was saying that he was going to do these things. So he hasn't made true on all his promises, but this is one of them. This is one of them. And we ain't seen nothing yet because there's more to come. Like I said, he's going to do it in every major city in these United States. Every major city in these United States. So if you're in one of these cities, major cities, stay tuned because federal troops are going to be coming in your neighborhood. I saw a video from my good brother, Maj Toure, shout out to him, where federal troops rolled up to somebody's house and asked them for ID. Told them that you can't be smoking and drinking out here. You can't, in front of their own residents. This is overreach. This is federal overreach. Before I go any further, hit that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button now, hit the subscribe button so you get notifications or whenever I do videos on here. This is federal overreach. It is just too much. The state is taking over. But you know what's funny? The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan mentioned this back in 2006 and back in the 90s. He said federal troops would take over the cities. And look what's going on. I'm not worried because the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us that these things would happen. And it was told to him, and he taught it to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. But before it came to the before it was taught to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, it was taught to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad by Master Fard Muhammad. Master Fard Muhammad, who came in Allah in person. Master Fard Muhammad. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teacher told him that these things would happen. So the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan these things. That's why he was able to pass it on to us and teach us and tell us to be aware of it, because it was taught to him. It was taught to him by his teacher, and it was taught to his teacher by Allah, God himself, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad. So none of this is new. It's been prophesied, been revealed decades ago. And again, like I said, it's federal overreach because when you are on your porch and DEA, FBI, CIA, whatever, come up on your porch and ask you for your ID, that is a violation of your rights as a citizen of these United States. Let me just tell you how. So right here, I have the Bill of Rights. Y'all see this book here? The Bill of Rights. I got this almost 2 years ago. Bill of Rights. So the Fourth Amendment, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. This is the Fourth Amendment. This is the Bill of Rights. The amendments to the U.S. Constitution. What Trump is doing is violating the Fourth Amendment. Definitely need that, although that really doesn't apply to us. Law enforcement can throw that out the window when it comes to us. Yeah, yeah, they can. But that's a good point. My only pushback on that is like, we are U.S. citizens. We are taxpayers. I know it doesn't matter, it hasn't mattered in the past, but Brother Will, you and I have served this country. You were in the Navy, if I'm not mistaken. I was in the Air Force. We are veterans. We have gave the oath of enlistment to defend these United States against enemies, foreign and domestic. 10 years in the Navy. I did almost 12 years in the Air Force, close to 12 years. Thank you for your service, good brother. Salute to you. Salute to all the veterans out there. So we have been, and this is what gets me. Black, not just you and I, Brother Will, but black people all throughout the decades, for centuries, have been the most patriotic people in these United States. The most patriotic. We have volunteered to give our lives for this nation when America did not volunteer to do a goddamn thing for us. Am I right or am I absolutely right? So if I want to sit on my porch, or you want to sit on your porch, y'all want to sit on your porch and smoke a joint. I don't smoke weed. I'm Muslim. I gave that up. Or drink a beer or whatever. Play music. You should have the right to do it without a federal, some Johnny come lately federal officer telling you, hey, where's your ID? I'm sitting in front of my damn house, man. This is what the founding fathers, and I'm not saying that they were heroes. I'm not deifying them as, as some great beings. We know they had their quorums, especially when it came to slavery. But that's another story for another day. But this is what the founding fathers were against. This is what they were against because they were going through this with the British. The British were coming in their homes, or doing whatever, arresting them, violating their property, their persons. This is why they wrote this amendment. I'm sorry, got it backwards. This is why they wrote this amendment, the Fourth Amendment. This one right here. Oh, sorry, got it. All right, there we go. That's why they wrote that one. For situations such as this. And, I'm going to call a spade a spade. I called Joe Biden out on here. I'm going to call Donald Trump out on here. This is un-American. This is unpatriotic. This man wants to piss on the Constitution. But it's nothing new because we've seen federal troops in cities before. We saw them in LA a couple of months ago. We saw them during in the 60s. All the race riots from 1964 throughout the 60s. LA, Newark, New Jersey, Detroit, Philly, Chicago, Houston, Atlanta, pick a city. Every major city in the 1960s had federal troops because there were race riots. The 64, it was in Philly. 65 was the Watts riots. 67 is in Detroit. 68, it was everywhere because our brother, Dr. King, was assassinated. So all the major cities had riots, and it was federal troops. My mother was a teenager. She said she can remember sitting on her porch in the summer of 67, and she saw tanks going down her street, a residential street in Detroit. Tanks going down her street, and federal troops marching, and helicopters, not police helicopters, but choppers our army choppers circling around the city over their neighborhood like they were in Vietnam, which Vietnam was going on at that time. So this is nothing new. And then we saw it in 92, those of us who are old enough to remember, during the LA riots when they deployed federal troops. So this is nothing new. And yes, it will backfire. I just saw, before I came on here, I saw where Trump has raided homeless encampments in DC, and there are like 120 something arrests as of yesterday. So you're arresting people for being homeless. You raiding they have no place to stay. That's why they're homeless. Duh. And you're raiding. Are you going to put them in somewhere where they have shelter and food and water, clothes? This is this is this is this is going to be an interesting. When's the next election? 2028. This is going to be an interesting next 2.5 years. Interesting. We're just getting started. Well, I'm sorry, scratch that. 3.5 years, because Trump just got inaugurated in January. So this is going to take us through 2028. So it's going to be an interesting 3.5 years. Half of this year's almost gone. We got what, 4 more months in this year. 4 more months in this year, y'all, 2025. Can y'all believe it? All of 2026, all of 2027, all of 2028, up until January 2029. That's 3 years. That's about 3.5 years. 3 years and 4 months. 40 months. The next 40 months are going to be interesting. So stay tuned. It's going wow. And this is, like I said, he's talking about bringing federal troops out here in Oakland. Gavin Newsom, the dog here's something. So Gavin Newsom, our illustrious governor out here, and I say that loosely. I'm being very facetious when I say that. Our illustrious governor out here, and the mayor, the mayor of Oakland right now, Barbara Lee, they're trying to fight Trump tooth and nail, stopping him from bringing federal troops out here to Oakland. We shall see how that works out, because we know Trump and Gavin Newsom are in a pissing match with each other. They have been for years, especially now with everything going on with the wildfires, and then with the ice raids in LA and the riots down there when they had the federal troops down there a couple of months back. So they've been going at war with each other. Then you have our Representative Eric Swalwell, who's the representative, not for my district, but for the next district over. So Trump has been going to war with the politicians out here in California. Newsom, Governor Newsom, and Eric Swalwell, and out of Mayor of Oakland, Barbara Lee, who was actually a congresswoman in Washington before she became mayor of Oakland. So, and we know California is a leftist state. You can't get more left in California. And Trump is not a fan of California. He doesn't like California. Can't really blame him, because I don't too much care for it either. But that's a whole another story for another day. And California don't like Trump. So this is going to be very interesting to see what happens. I already know what the outcome is going to be. But yeah, this is overreach. I don't like this. Um, this is something out of that we used to see in when I was those of us who old enough to remember. This is something that we used to see in the Soviet Union back in the 80s, in communist countries like Poland, Romania, the old Soviet Union, Czechoslovakia, East Germany, when Germany was split between West and East. East Germany was communist. In China, this is something that we saw over there. Now it's come over here. What did our brother Malcolm said? The chickens are coming home to roost. They're coming home to roost. And this is only the tip of the iceberg because Trump said it from his own mouth that he's going to send federal troops throughout the nation in every major city. So y'all stay tuned. DC is just the testing area, the testing ground. But DC is it's the seat of the federal government, so it's not like any other city. It's not like Atlanta or Houston or Dallas or Phoenix or any city like that. So it's a different type of city. So there, I guess it could get away with it, even though it's not. I don't like it because it's overreach. We don't need more federal government. We have too much federal government, too much. But you know what president started that? Honest Abe. He extended the powers of the federal government. So he's the father of that, and now this is where we at now. And it would not surprise me if these federal troops, these National Guardsmen, roll up on some people and they be like, we ain't taking this, and a firefight ensues. It would not surprise me. I'm actually waiting for it to happen. It's gonna get ugly because you're violating people's rights. America is having a revolution within herself. She is. This is the founding fathers' worst nightmare come true. It really is. America is having a revolution within herself. A civil war. Again. So, and whenever we need the federal government is not the answer. They are not the answer. They're part of the problem. You having a federal government, and this is a waste of taxpayers' money. Like Brother Maj Toure said on his video, he said you could be solving cold cases, murders that have gone unsolved, rape crimes that have gone unsolved, missing persons. This is a waste of taxpayer dollars. Our infrastructure is crumbling. Roads need to be fixed. Bridges. Our grid. In many cities, the grid is outdated. Water pipes need fixing. We have homeless veterans on the street. We have homeless men, women, and children on the street. We have people who are having mental crisis every damn day. They need the help they need. They're out here on the street, not in their right mind. And you want to raid people's raid homeless encampments, have federal troops marching, patrolling the streets? I mean, seriously? Raiding homeless encampments? Why? They're homeless. You know what? Someone said a long time ago, a friend of mine said a long time ago, that being poor is a crime in America. Think about it. Being poor, homeless is a crime in America. They don't give you help. They try to prosecute you or kill you. They make matters worse. Being poor or homeless is a crime here in America. If you don't have any money and you have a vehicle, they will repossess your vehicle. If you stop them, they will kill you. They will evict you from your home or your apartment. If you try to stop them, they will kill you. If you're out on the street, they will lock you up. If you try to stop them, they will kill you. You see where I'm going with this? Are you with me? Being poor slash homeless is a crime here in America. And like my brother said, this will backfire. I really believe it will. But this has been prophesied, like I said a few minutes ago, from Master Farad Muhammad to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, who taught this to the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who was teaching it to us, his followers. Just pay attention. I'm not scared. I'm not worried. I just sit back and be like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Just like happened with Noah in the Bible. When Noah was building the ark, it was sunny and hot outside. The people mocked him. You fool. Excuse me. You fool. You building that damn boat. Ain't no water. Ain't even rain out here. It's sunny. Noah kept building his ark. The people mocked him. They mocked him. They mocked him. They mocked him. Made fun of him. Called him a fool. You buffoon. But one day when those great floods came, when that rain came, they begged and begged and begged. But guess what? They drowned to death. So more of the story is, keep paying attention. When people want to party, celebrate, mock you for not wanting to partake in a foolishness, just keep paying attention to what's going on around you. Like I always say, beware and be aware. And when that time comes, you're gonna have the last laugh. And I say that to say this. Now is the time to start stocking up on non-perishable items, bottles of water, batteries, flashlights, candles, blankets, pillows, a generator, rations. Now is the time to start stocking up. And I'm speaking to myself, y'all. Not just to y'all, but to myself. I need to adhere to this too. Now is the time to stock up on non-perishable items. Again, water, plenty of water, plenty of like I said, non-perishable items, blankets, batteries, flashlights, candles. Because it's coming. When the grid goes down, the supermarkets the shelves on the supermarkets are going to be bare. The water, you won't be able to drink the water in the sink. Well, you shouldn't drink that anyway, but you won't be able to get water. You won't be able to get food for days, maybe months. So now is the time. Build your ark. Let me repeat myself. Build your ark. Hit that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button now. Hit that subscribe button so you get notifications whenever I do videos on here. I'm gonna hop off of here, y'all. I hope I made my point. I was able to get my point across. Uh, Share this video, share it. Let's flood the algorithm with it. Let's get the word out because now is the time not to be playing around. We gotta take this seriously. We see what's going on. We see what this man in the White House said. He's doing what he said he's gonna do. So um, just beware and be aware. Share this video. Share it. Hit that subscribe button. Well, hit that thumbs up button, smash it down, and hit that subscribe button so you get notifications whenever I do videos on here. I understand that there's going to be some who disagree with me. There are just people out there who just love to disagree, who love to just be negative. Not saying that everyone who disagrees is negative, but we all have our different points of view, and that's fine and dandy. All I ask is just agree to disagree without being disagreeable. In our disagreements, let's use logic, common sense, facts, and respect, not emotion and disrespect. That'll get you nowhere. So drop your comments below. Let me know what you think, and I would love to hear them. Support my YouTube channel here, my future projects. It'd be greatly appreciated. I thank y'all for rocking out with me. Please continue to support your brother because I need it, and I thank you, and I love y'all immensely. And I'm not just saying that, I really do. Brothers as well as sisters, I just said this, beware and be aware. Satan comes to kill, steal, and destroy now more than ever before. So whether you're going to work, coming home from work, school has started back out here on the West Coast, and I think in the South, whether you're dropping your children off at school, picking them up, some of y'all still on summer vacation, whatever the case may be, or just sitting around the house, whatever you may be doing, running errands, beware and be aware at all times. I'm going to hop off of here. I love y'all. I will talk to y'all sooner than later, inshallah. Have a blessed and rest of your day. All right, y'all. Y'all take care. Assalamu alaikum.